You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hey, this is Dick from Lone Star Community Radio. We have a big announcement for Lone Star Community Radio and our listeners. We have partnered with another TV station. That's right, you will be seeing Lone Star Community Radio content on KVQT, Channel 12 in the Houston area. Now is a great time to start a show or sponsor a show with Lone Star Community Radio. For more information on everything that is happening, visit us online at irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776 and leave a message. And we want to also wish everyone a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
And welcome to Chamber Chat. Chamber Chat is a morning radio show where we chat about the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce upcoming events and our members. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Yalley, the Director of Special Events.
I'm Brian Bondi, President of the Chamber.
The Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit 501c6 organization and is designated as a 3-star accredited chamber by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The mission of the chamber is to strengthen the economic environment and quality of life in Montgomery County. The chamber is made up of more than 1,100 members and provides members monthly networking events, educational seminars, cost-effective marketing opportunities, and much more. The chamber has been in business for over 83 years. The purpose of the show is to inform listeners of the monthly events that the chamber has and to promote our members. Each month, guests are brought on to talk about what is happening in the chamber and get the inside scoop, what they do, and what has made their company successful. I hope you have your cup of coffee because we have a great lineup this morning.
You got that down. I mean, you should have that memorized by now.
Well, I was just saying that a while ago. I should have it memorized by now. I don't know why, but I should, yes.
Especially with the cup of coffee. I mean,
right.
Hope everybody's got their cup ready to roll.
Yes, definitely need it. Tuesday mornings are more
Tuesday morning.
Monday mornings for me.
Election day.
It is election day.
People don't necessarily think about it because it's an odd year.
Right. But
More ways than one.
There are some constitutional, I guess, amendments. Is that the correct verbiage?
That is correct, yes.
On the ballot. So, yes, that is important. Maybe not exciting, but it is important.
It is important. And if you are a registered voter, you need to be sure and go cast a vote.
Yes, definitely.
Makes a difference.
It does. We will, speaking of elections, we'll be having some candidate forums coming up in the new year.
Oh, we will?
Yes.
We need to talk about that probably.
We do, yes.
Could be some pretty interesting races.
They're going to be very interesting, I think. So, yeah, we'll talk about that later in the segment of our upcoming events.
And the mud will be optional.
Yes. Bring your own mud. Hope we can have a mud sponsor.
And we're not talking about municipal utility districts.
No, we're talking about the real mud.
The real mud.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have some great guests later. Later in the segment, we'll be introducing one of our new staff members. But this morning, we have a great member with us. Would you like to introduce yourself to our audience?
I'm Dr. Tamara Camo, OBGYN.
Awesome.
Welcome.
And you are representing which member?
I'm here with Synergy Medical Wellness Spa. So Dr. Persky owns that spa.
I was going to say, y'all have a long name like we do.
Yes. I don't even... So you don't have your speech memorized, and I don't even have the whole name. I know there's something about synergy and medical and aesthetics and wellness. I think there's a center. I don't know if I can even have them all in the right order, but it's a lot going on up there.
All of those words together.
Yes.
Well, welcome. We are glad to have you.
Thank you.
You bet.
Or just come on. We'll chat about you and your business and what you do. And you said you do that all day long.
That's what I do all day long.
It's just chat about stuff.
Like anywhere I go, like I'll be getting coffee in the morning and talking to one of my friends about, what about hormones? And somebody's like, hormones? Did you say hormones? I mean, people will just pop out of the ceiling like, did you say vitamins, hormones, wrinkles? So I'm like, yeah, I do all that.
Well, this will be great.
Right.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I started my own practice in Houston about 17 years ago, just did regular medicine.
Yeah.
And then as I aged and my patients were aging and I felt that with a lot of the medications that we are supposed to give them, I wasn't getting a lot done. So I started reading up more about herbs and vitamins and hormones and just how to stay well. Like I'm fixing these problems after they've come and they've gotten depressed, but there were probably things along the way when they were gaining weight or getting tired or having mood issues that we could have caught sooner before we got to the point where they're now saying, I don't want to be on a pill. So I'm board certified in anti-aging and regenerative medicine. So pretty much all I do all day is try to figure out where you got lost on your journey and how do we get you back on track where you have some control over what's happening.
Boy, do I need to see you.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And that's how I get into these random bathroom conversations and elevator conversations with people, because I'll say something, they'll be like, yeah, wait, what?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But men and women.
That's everybody. Yeah. So,
Right.
Since I mostly, focus on bioidentical hormones, people think that's older women, but
Right. Not necessarily.
a girl can start puberty late, and then that's her hormones, or PMS, that's your hormones, or my periods are irregular, that's your hormones.
Right.
My hair's falling out, there's a lot of different things
Right.
I track to hormones and vitamins, and maybe there's an herb that can help you that before you get to the surgery. You know what I mean? Or the prescription drug you don't want to take. So, I mean, that's kind of what I do, is sort of figure out why you got sick. And then people say, well, does insurance pay for that? They're like, no. Once you have a disease that belongs to a drug, that's your insurance. When you're on your way to that disease and want to avoid that drug, sometimes it is and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just you have to take care of yourself.
Right.
And sometimes you need a guide that will help you not buy everything Dr. Oz ever said in the past 10 years on his show. And I love Dr. Oz, but you cannot buy everything he ever said you should take on his show at the same time. So sometimes you need someone who knows enough about things to say, you do need this, you don't need that. Here's what you want to do if you're going to try to go that route with your health.
Okay. Do you find that you're meeting more people that are less excited about pharmaceuticals and prefer to find more natural ways to heal themselves?
Yes, because anyone who's turned on a TV and heard a lawsuit commercial, or just watched a regular commercial that gives you, 45% of the commercial is disclaimers on all the bad things. So most people will say, yeah, I want to be helped, but I don't necessarily want that list of bad things they've just described. So pretty much everybody who's at all aware is going to ask, is there an alternative? If I say, I want you on an antidepressant, which wouldn't be me, but somebody told them that, and then they'd come to me and say, what are my options? Because the first doctor doesn't have time to give you your options. You're going, you're in the 15-minute visit. You don't get what diet should you be on, what herb can you take, what vitamin might you take, can you exercise? They don't give you all of that, whereas I studied that. And so I can surely provide them the pharmaceutical if they ultimately decide that's the affordable way to go. But I can also at least have counseled them for a lot of different, a lot of different other, and people want that.
You bet. Makes sense.
And we need that. And it's hard to educate ourselves if you don't have the medical background to say, you heard of those options, but are they really going to help you? And what are your odds of being successful with your different options?
Yeah. So overall wellness.
And really, that's kind of how medicine got started. It was with the natural methods that were available that passed down from generation to generation. And then somewhere along the lines, we found miracle drugs, and we just kept adding to the stable.
Right. But, like by 1950, I mean, that's when we really started pushing drugs. But before that, it was the midwife delivering your baby from the lady down the street. It wasn't all of this intervention that we have access to now. And like I said, sometimes that's the way to go later in the game. But there's so many things you can do so much earlier in the game so that you don't need to go and have that conversation about which drug. And some of those drugs are expensive. And do have side effects that might be less fun than what you were originally treating. So it's good to kind of have all of that information and have choices. I'm not... I'm a medical doctor, so I have been trained to provide pharmaceuticals, but it's still good to have choices. And if you want a pharmaceutical and it's going to help you, that's fine. But if there's 15 other things that would help you almost as well or better, you should at least have the option of combining those things or picking which one. And sometimes things don't combine very well, and you need a physician that knows, you can take that vitamin with that drug or not. And most doctors don't know that. Like, a vitamin person, like if you go to a nutritionist or a holistic person, they might know all of the natural stuff. And if you go to the MD, they'll know all the not natural stuff. But very few people can combine those two things. And, I spent 10 years of my career learning the medical stuff. And then I spent on my own study, another 10 years learning all the natural stuff. So I know how to make them fit and flow if that's what I want to do.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And wellness is the key, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what we all should be doing from birth. Like before someone gets pregnant, they should be thinking about, how do I make sure I'm the best vehicle for being pregnant? I mean, it doesn't even start with, I focus on menopause now, but it really starts like before you got pregnant, here's what your mother should have done.
Oh, wow.
And then while she was pregnant, here's what she did. If she was eating sugar and being stressed, she altered your genes. Now, here, I'm going to tell you all the things, going back to what we had to fix some of the stuff your mother did.
Right.
And then what did you do when you were a kid? What did
Right.
you take? How many rounds of antibiotics? Oh, you were always sick. I've got to fix all that. So by the
Wow.
time a woman's 50, there's a lot of stuff
Right.
I have to go back and start addressing. But she's just trying to address, I didn't feel good for the past month. I'm like, oh,
Right.
but it started.
Years ago. Yeah.
I had to go,
Right.
I backtrack a lot of things. I'm like, if you just start right here and try to do the 5-minute, which vitamin is it thing, that's still not going to work. You still want to really address why you got here. And it's never one thing. Your body knows how to compensate for one thing going wrong. By the time you are talking to me, many things
Multiple.
have gone unaddressed.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your body has so many pathways.
Right.
One, low vitamin C for a while isn't going to bring you to me.
Right.
You've got low this, low that, high this, stressed out that. There's a lot of different things, and we have to make a list
Right.
and start addressing all of it.
Right.
So now they come to the spa, of course, for the beauty treatments. But if you don't feel good, no matter
Right.
how decorative I have you going on the outside, you are still not,
Right.
people will still be like, your face is glowing, you look sad. And you don't want that. Happiness is the best beauty treatment ever. And
Definitely.
if you feel not tired, that,
Right.
happiness is a good beauty treatment.
Right.
And on top of that, we have ways to
Right.
fix some of the stuff you've done. Stress will wreck your skin. You've been smoking, it wrecks your skin. Do we
Right.
have treatments that can accelerate your recovery from that? That's a great way to go.
Yeah.
But you also have to work on your insides.
Right. Okay. Well, I think we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to talk more about health and wellness. We'll be right back with Chamber Chat.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world. A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Don't miss Lone Star Community Radio on TV and YouTube. Our talk show and music shows are featured on Our City TV, Suddenlink Channel 12, and have their own YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with posted shows and comment on them below the video.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio. We are chatting about health and wellness with one of our great members today. Lots of good stuff. We were chatting over the break too, so it's like I need to come see you.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I get that a lot.
So it really points out, is your practice built on referrals primarily?
100%.
And
Because once one person, especially if you watch your friends struggle with migraines or fibromyalgia and
Right.
they get better, you'll say, who did you see?
right,
And then, they'll come see me.
that makes perfect
They'll-
sense
Their
actually.
friends will come because they're like, I've been to so many doctors for that condition. And they're like, yeah, we figured it out.
It's like instant credibility in their eyes. That makes
When
perfect
when
sense.
They see their friend, especially think about a lot of the things that I treated when I was practicing bread and butter, regular medicine, was things that don't really have a drug. Like fibromyalgia doesn't really have a great drug, or you get an autoimmune disease. It's not really a great drug. It's usually something that you did, not on purpose, but it's like a sequence of events that happened that got you to some diseases.
That you had
it's
no
not
control
just a
over.
drug. Right.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when you really dissect that disease, I mean, pretty much you're living, but I'm dissecting you. What can you eat? What vitamins are missing? What hormones are missing? What, is going on? So when you dissect anything, sometimes the disease goes away without really having treated the disease. You treated the root cause. If the reason you have migraines is because you eat pepper, and I find that out and remove the pepper, well, I don't need to give you every pain drug in the world.
Right.
I can be like, stop doing that.
Right.
But you have to find that, and that's a process. I'm not going to just press a button or look at a crystal ball or find it even maybe on the first test. I might think it's a vitamin, and then I find out it's your food. But but at least we go through a process to really look at everything you're doing that might sound like a great idea, but might not be great for you. You could be on the best diet in the world, but if there's something in that diet that your body does not like, it will tell you that it doesn't like it, and it might look like a disease that someone named, but it really is. You shouldn't have done that.
Wow. That's pretty fascinating.
It is. Yeah.
Right. Or people can go on a diet and then lose so many vitamins, like the best diet in the world. Oh, I'm going on 1,000-calorie diet. I lost weight. Well, you just also lost a lot of vitamins that you were getting.
Right.
You stopped eating bread. Well, where'd all your B vitamins go? And now you have a whole new symptom that just came up.
Right.
So a lot of times I'll figure that out. Like you're eating low calories, but you're not being healthier. You might have lost weight, but you didn't get healthier because now you're missing these things. So I kind of make sure that what people think they're doing that's healthy really is healthy.
Yeah.
Or beneficial.
Yeah.
It might be healthy in one
Right.
aspect, but you want it to be benefiting them and not having a backlash.
That makes sense.
Just like a drug. You can have a drug that has a backlash, but you can also do a healthy shake that has a backlash if you put one of your allergens into it.
Right.
Or you drop some vitamin from it and then you become deficient, and now you've just got the backlash. So you don't want a backlash whether it's healthy or natural or a drug or what. You want to be complete about what you're doing.
Do you find that a lot of the conditions we have is all hormone related? Because that's what I get with the PCOS and diabetes, and it's all hormones.
What you have to realize is that if you're not eating properly, how does your body make hormones? You eat protein, then you break down amino acids, then you create hormones. So a lot of things end up being hormones, not necessarily because your body didn't produce the hormone, but because you didn't even have the cofactors or the support for the hormones. Or let's say it is a hormone. Let's say I remove your thyroid or I remove your ovary. Well, once your body doesn't have enough hormone, what's it going to start using? Maybe it's going to start using your amino acids or your vitamins, or it's going to use something else. So you're going to more quickly deplete things. You think you're eating the right amount of vitamins, and look, I have my complete multivitamin here. But what if you're burning through 5 of them a day, but you're taking 1 of them a day? So a lot of times you have to assess, like you have an increased need for this nutrient that your 1,000-calorie diet isn't helping you with. And even though you have normal hormones, well, you're burning through this vitamin, so you're really having symptoms of a vitamin deficiency and not a hormone. I mean, it's a complicated, usually it's everything.
Right.
It's not just one thing. It's a whole lot of, it fits together. I mean, we're very complicated creatures. And the smartest doctor in the world hasn't 100% figured anything out.
Right.
But at least you have to know that you have to look at all of these different things and not just say, which pill goes with this lady today?
Right.
And then, let me
give
give
like a roadmap of your body.
Huge, like I said, it's literally like an autopsy.
Yeah.
But you're still living, so there's certain things I cannot biopsy.
Yeah.
So you're like a detective, basically.
And
I mean, this is like CSI.
And it's way more. It is. It's totally. And it's way more fun because people will come in. They will have been to like 5 doctors for their migraines or 7 doctors for their pain or this other problem, and then they'll come to me very sad because they're like, I went to the medical center and nobody figured it out, and I'm so defeated because they don't know. Yes. And I'm like all excited, like, you're my new toy. It's gonna be so great when
Bring
I
me a
find
victim.
things. Give me the list of those guys. I'm gonna tell them what I found. They didn't find. I love it. So and they, then they become encouraged because they're like, at least someone's happy to see me, and not the guy that's like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna help you, and then they're gonna do the same thing. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do what they did because I'm gonna find some weird test and we're gonna have. I was like, I got a new box yesterday. Let's play.
Figure this out.
Somebody brought me this test. Let's see what it says.
Yeah,
Let's see what. And usually when I open a box and do a new test on somebody, I'm going to find something. Very few of us are walking out without a vitamin deficiency. Wow. It just might not be clinically manifest. I mean, I could be a little low in a B vitamin, and I have enough other stuff going on where I don't
Right.
feel horrible about it. But some people really feel horrible about it. So, I mean, I every time I do a test, I'm going to find something. Is it the most meaningful thing in the world or not? We'll have to figure that out. But at least we now have a path. Instead of taking 100 vitamins, I can narrow down to the 3 that's your problem, and let's go with that. Or, instead of just coming up with a random diet, I'll be like, these are your problem foods. Let's make something happen around that. So it's it's a detective thing, and you're the living experiment. We're not going to read a paper on some other lady to see what happened. You're my Did your headache go away?
Yeah.
Did your pain go away?
Yeah.
Did your hair grow back? You know what I mean?
Right.
You're going to know that it worked.
Yeah.
You had me at
Because
that
I'm
one.
going to see you.
You had me at did your hair grow
wants his
I've
back?
hair
done
back.
that.
Oh.
I have a 70-year-old guy,
Yeah.
and we mix mastered some cream for. He's so excited about his hair growing back.
Oh, there you go.
So excited.
We found it for you.
Really
Miracles
Now you
happen
now
every
you
day.
can't blame us for losing
No.
your hair
Oh,
anymore.
yes, I
Because
can.
now we have stem cells and platelets
Yeah.
and amniotic. We can do all kinds of little things to make your scalp wake up. Now.
Oh.
That's
We can
awesome.
try.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your excitement over it is just, it's just very contagious. I do want to touch a little bit. You had mentioned earlier about insurance. So is that a difficult, or is that kind of like a roadblock in your practice? Because I know, I mean, you're talking about universal health care
many
and all that kind of
problems.
stuff. I mean, there's a lot, but it's very hard for people. I
It
mean,
is.
even us, who are, have great insurance, but still you have to do, it's just.
But you still have you can't
Right.
use your great insurance until you get to
Pay
your
for it.
deductible,
Right.
or there's a 20% or an 80%. So when it comes to alternative medicine, if you ever look through your insurance plan, they'll say this is considered experimental and we don't cover that.
Right.
There's a lot of so what I do is very even though I have an MD,
Right.
and I might prescribe something that's FDA approved, I also might use it in a way that the FDA did not mean for us to use
Right.
it. Like somebody's on metformin for PCOS. Well, it's a diabetic drug. We're off labeling it for something
Right.
else. So sometimes they pay for it and sometimes they don't. So I am out of network with most insurances.
Yeah.
So people pay up front and they get their super bill and then
Right.
they submit it, and then whatever happens,
Yeah.
they get their money back. Or a lot of people do get some
Yeah.
money back. But it depends on your copay and your coinsurance and your deductible and all. Now the labs, if I send you to a contracted lab,
Right.
they're going to cover it however they feel like.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, I'm like, that when you go to a regular doctor who does take your insurance, how the bills still
Right.
roll in. And so for sure, when you go out of network, it's a mind. But when you're dealing with your health and trying to get healthy, it's cheaper for you to get healthy than
Right,
to
than to
keep
keep-
entertaining
yeah.
yourself with your
That makes
insurance
sense.
sometimes. So I'm like,
In the long run,
I-
it's
a lot of
beneficial.
people.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people, like, when their mood gets better, they'll smoke half as much. That's like they just save $3,000
Right.
a year. I mean,
my
literally.
Right.
Or instead of drinking a 12-pack a day, they went down to a 6-pack a day. They save. People
Right.
save money after they see me,
Right.
even though they had to pay me cash because something they were spending a lot of money on
Right.
changed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's a money saving thing, but you are going to pay it up front because a lot of times what we're going to do is like
Yeah.
getting the hair to grow back. If I'm using your platelets and stem cells or
Right.
sugar water, whatever I want to use, that they're not necessarily going to pay for that, but your hair will grow back,
Yeah.
which is a luxury. So it's free to not have your hair grow back. But if you want it,
Right.
their insurance is not going to pay for
That makes
what I
sense.
do. A lot of what I do is they're just
Right.
not going to pay for us to figure out what your mom ate
Right.
and why you are
should
now
medicine
suffering.
kind of go back to that point where it's like the home doctor? They come, years ago they'd come visit you, pay them. Should we just be paying for
Give
what
them a
we?
cow, like I'll take, I'll
But
take
yeah,
deer meat.
should you just pay them instead of like pay them?
We'll heal for deer meat.
Right,
I love
Yeah,
that.
fee for
Like,
service. And because it was
Right,
at one
for
point it was
service.
like that. Like when my
Exactly.
mother
Not that
had
long
a
ago,
baby,
actually.
Right.
she always tells me, "Oh, I had to pay him, 5,000, get a receipt, and then I got my money back." That's how it was back
Right.
in, before 1970 or whenever.
Yeah, I
and
would
now
think
we're
that
we're
would make it
accustomed.
difficult for
Yeah.
the medical field. That it's a lot. It's a kind of a roadblock.
Because once you pay your copay, you're kind of confined to A,
Right.
15 minutes, B, the doctor might be employed. They have a list of things they're supposed to do to you. And when
Right.
they step outside that box, now there's a whole,
Yeah.
why'd you do that? So when people come to me, they already know we're outside the box. You
Right.
were in the box. We exhausted that. Now
Yeah.
you're with me, and we're going to
Yeah,
have to use a different
Yeah.
box.
yeah, that's interesting. I find that very interesting.
Yeah, no
So yeah,
kidding.
insurance doesn't pay me to play Rubik's Cube with you. But that's what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm playing detective with you, and they pay for you to have a disease and get what
Right.
you need, but they don't come,
Right.
pay for us to play, and we're going to play.
Yeah. But it may end up, like
It's
you
going to
said,
be
it's
beneficial
gonna
to
be
you,
in the end.
but
Yeah.
it's a big.
Yeah.
Because even like when people first come to see me at Synergy, we're doing a whole package. Like I'm doing all your food allergies. I'm checking you for autoimmune antibodies.
Right.
I'm checking your hormones. If you came to my regular office, I don't have a code to do all that. Some of the
Right.
stuff is going to be, have a code for it, and some's not. And then
Right.
you'll get a bill and be up. Here we just take all the money up front. We're going to get what we
You're good.
want,
Yeah.
and then we know what is and what isn't.
Right. To me, it seems less
Right.
complicated that way.
Right.
It does seem less complicated.
Because in a normal office, people say, well, do you think I have an autoimmune disease? My whole family has that. Well, maybe it's my hormones. Well, I'm going to have all your blood the first time you
Right.
see me, and I'm going to say, nope, nope, nope,
Yeah.
bingo.
The worst
That-
thing is to
I
go
got
to the,
it.
you go to
Right.
the doctor and then you get a bill. I'm like, I just paid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
No, for
that's-
me, it's up front, and then
Right.
the surprise is when you get your money back. Yay, I got my money back. We're doing it in backwards.
And I
we're
got
We're doing it in reverse. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And most people, well, I would say all people are like, it was worth everything
Right.
we found out.
Of course,
It
yeah.
was worth knowing what I needed to know, because
Yeah.
I had a
Definitely.
guy who had to go to the bathroom 5 times a day. That's just how his whole family was. So he's like, we just live on the toilet. And I drew his blood, and I was like, stop drinking milk. He didn't want to stop drinking milk. And his wife, who'd come to me, also said,
Yeah.
please stop drinking milk. I mean, why would you not just do this for a week or two? He's
Right.
Fine. Perfectly normal. Then he's like, I still don't believe her. He started putting milk back in his coffee. Like, 1 spoon of milk can't possibly hurt me. Nope. Symptoms came back. Then he was like,
Oh,
and so he
my
finally
gosh.
stopped. But I mean, like, he was almost 40 years old for his
Wow.
whole life, and his
That was
dad's
just-
whole life, and his brother's whole life.
That's just how they.
That's how they thought it was normal,
Wow.
until I was like, yeah, you can't have milk. And he's like, it can't be that simple. I'm like, no milk.
Wow.
Milk. Who would have thought?
That's
That
yeah,
you,
this is
that,
fascinating.
like to the point where, it's disruptive if you're going
Yeah.
to fight, you can't go to
Right.
work, you're in a meeting, you're pulling. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't realize how controlled his life
was
was
because of
by
that.
where the toilet is.
Wow.
Like, it's kind of like women with incontinence, which I also deal with.
Yeah.
If I change their diet, sometimes they now don't have to know where every bathroom is.
Right.
So sometimes I will find something that is so different
That
from
look-
what
yes.
you even asked me for, and then I'm like, yep, I saved a lot of
Wow.
bladder pain and a lot of getting up all night by like, you don't eat these 3 things. They inflame your bladder. Stop it. And he had things inflaming his colon that he just had never. He came in. I don't have food allergies. No doctor would have ever tested him for food allergies because he swore he did not have any food allergies. And I'm
Wow.
like, you don't have an allergy, but your body doesn't like it, and here's what the test said, and stop it for a minute and let me know. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
that's my fun puzzle. And I'm like, that was fun.
Little,
Wasn't that fun?
little things like that go a long way.
Yeah, they sure do.
It's huge, because think of your risk of colon cancer if you're irritating your bowel
Right.
to that point. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you start fixing little things like B vitamins and C vitamins and my hormones and this, like, think of how your cancer risk improves once
Wow, I didn't even think
fed
about that.
your
Right.
body the ingredients that it needs to
Needs.
function on a daily basis, and how different your quality of life is, and your disease risk
Yeah.
and your cancer when you're missing certain vitamins.
Wow.
And
And
let's
you,
face
you
it,
want to know that.
medical institution and pharmaceuticals really don't want us to know that, do they?
No, because
No.
we'd all live to be 120, and we stop working at 65, and how does that math work out? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they don't.
Somebody's got to pay for it.
Right. Exactly.
So, like I said, if you want to know, because you want to live longer and work longer and
Yeah.
walk upright when you're 90, then
Right.
you have some work to start doing now. The
Okay.
sooner the better.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yep.
I got a ways to go yet.
Yeah.
Right. It's all a
Well,
journey.
we're gonna take a quick
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Try it
A
over.
quick
Start over.
break, and we'll be back in a few moments with Chamber Chat. Thank you.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Hey, Montgomery County, it's me, C.C. Holmes. And I would personally like to take this time to invite you, that's right, you, to join me every Saturday and Sunday from 3 until 7 p.m., Well, I will bring you the very best of smooth jazz, classic jazz, and indeed, yes, the soulful sounds of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So come along and get jazzy with me. That's right, jazzy. Right here, of course, on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM, or worldwide at irlongstar.com.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio, Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Galley.
And I'm Brian Bondi. And we are learning more about vitamins and nutrition and detective work than ought to be allowed by law.
Yeah, you didn't even know all those things
Just
blended
didn't
together
even know
like
it
they
worked that
like,
way.
It
Right.
does.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right.
So one of the things you were saying before we took a break is obviously it is like being a detective.
Yep.
But when a patient comes in the first time and you've only got a few minutes with them, right?
I have an hour. Everybody else has a few minutes. I have an hour or more.
So
They
now
always
you're
see me.
talking about personalized
Every
attention.
time they see me. And then, like, let's say I wanted you do labs on you in my regular office. I don't have a regular office anymore, but my 15-minute office visit, you'll see me, then I'll draw your blood, then
Yes.
you come back. I have to see you first because I need a diagnosis code to get the blood run.
Gotcha.
But in my world, since we're not using insurance up front,
Right?
you already have had your blood drawn by the time you see me. So the first visit is we are going through, we're not guessing what's going on with you. We have some concrete issues that we already know we're going to address. You may not have known you were pre-diabetic because other doctors weren't checking, but I found out because I just ran this very extensive blood test on you. So now I know, let's start looking at that and reducing your risk, or, so you get an hour and we already have your blood work and we have valuable, we're using really good quality time. We have quality time.
So you already have a mountain of information before we even sit down for that hour.
Yep, you've already done a questionnaire.
Yeah,
You've already got
that makes a
blood
lot
work.
of sense.
Wow.
Because I didn't need codes. I just drew a lot of different things so we could
So
get
you
right
could-
down to it.
Right.
Like, I already know what food I don't want you to eat.
Start checking on those.
Because a lot of
things.
people are having issues with weight, so I already know. Stop eating chicken. It'll be something that you never would have guessed.
See, we
Usually
can't do
when I
that
have-
because in the chamber world, chicken is like a staple.
I know. and most of the time it's not that. Most of the time it's gluten or milk. But a lot of people will
Yeah.
say, I'm gluten-free, and then I'll look at their blood work, and I'm like, but you should be corn-free because that's what showed up on your test.
There you
So
go.
you gave up the wrong
Wow.
food. So you're right. I mean, we're all right to think there must be a food that's bothering us, but we don't always pick the right food
That makes
because they
sense.
come together. So it just seems like you did something great when you gave up gluten, but it was really
Turns out
corn.
it was something else.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we get down to like what you really should be doing, and it becomes, your weight loss efforts are more profitable for you, more beneficial because
Yeah.
you're actually not starving yourself, but you're doing the right thing
Makes perfect sense, actually.
or a better thing.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
makes more
exactly.
sense. So by the I have an hour and I have your blood work, and we're off and running.
So tell us a few things about Synergy that make it so special.
Well, the really great thing, like I said, with most spas, you can go in, they'll make you look very pretty on the outside, but if you're not healthy and feeling good on the inside, you still aren't transmitting that to other people. You're
Right.
not radiating because you don't feel very good. So we make sure that if you do have other issues that you want to address, we address them. Or let's say you had a hysterectomy and you have no hormones. Your ovaries are gone. So then I laser your skin. Well, how well is it going to heal? How long are you going to keep that result if you have no hormones? But what if I have fixed your hormones and your vitamins? Well, now you get to keep your result.
Right.
If you're going to spend money at a spa, don't you want to look good for a while? Right.
Well, yeah.
So the different thing
Yeah.
is we make sure you maintain that effect if you want to,
Yeah.
go further with your health, not just looking good, but
Right.
do you want your skin to look healthy or to be healthy? And stay that way for
Right.
a long time. So we're very interested in, the full effect.
Yeah.
So if you're going to lose weight, well, maybe if you gave up corn and we did this body slimming treatment, maybe that together
Would help.
would maintain
Yeah.
it instead of. So
Right.
we don't just like to do things and waste your money. We want to make sure
Right.
that you're getting everything
Yeah.
that you really
Yeah.
that you hadn't even thought of yet.
Right.
A lot of people don't think of it like that, but your skin is coming from the inside out. You only make
True.
skin based on the vitamins and hormones, the environment
Right.
that you've got going on,
Right.
and we can change that environment.
Hmm.
We have control over that environment.
Right.
So how can people reach you? How can people find out more?
So I always relate things in terms of restaurants. So we're by the Cilantros in Willis, Texas. Everybody knows where that
Oh,
Cilantros
I know where that is.
Yes.
Okay.
There's like a new
We know where
Anytime
that
Fitness.
is.
So we're between the healthy Anytime Fitness and the Cilantros. They probably have something healthy there, but everybody knows where the Cilantros is. I'm going to say that guacamole's good for you. No.
Oh, good.
The avocado diet.
So there's something there that's good for you. But yeah, so the number to call to make an appointment or ask questions is 936-449-8008. And it's on 12501 Canyon Falls Boulevard between the Anytime Fitness and the Cilantros. Or you can check the website at synergymedspa-texas.com. So it's synergy, MEDSPATX.com.
That's awesome.
Yeah. If you don't remember that, just go to the Conroe Chamber
Uh-huh.
and find it, and your listing will come up.
That's even easier.
Yeah. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
This was very interesting.
Yeah, we need to have her come back.
I think we do too. Yes, because there's so much more to
But
talk
if you're
about.
talking sex, I'm not going to be here, so I'll just
Maybe
kind
it'll be
of check
maybe
myself
I-
out.
Just
Yes.
Hormonal health
Hormonal
in
health.
relation
That's
to
it. That's it.
aging
Okay.
properly.
I'll make April come on the show or something. She probably doesn't want to, or we'll sub somebody else. So yeah,
It'll
great.
be a different sub
Yes.
that day. Thank you, Doctor.
Well,
We
thank
appreciate you so much.
We really appreciate that. And again, if you want to check them out, visit our chamber website at conroe.org. And we will be back in a few minutes, and we'll talk about some of our upcoming chamber events. We'll be back with Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
And we are back on Lone Star Community Radio with Chamber Chat. I'm Courtney Galley, one of your hosts.
I'm Brian Bondi, your other host. That was an interesting segment.
That was. If y'all found this interesting, we're going to have them back probably at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think that's a great
for,
idea.
Wellness starting in 2018. So
Yeah.
it was very interesting. We
Yeah.
could talk. I just talk the whole hour, 45 minutes, however long we're on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. Loved her energy.
All right.
Tons of it.
So what we got
Okay.
coming up?
Oh my gosh. Well, even though the holidays are coming up, we're not going to slow down at the chamber. At
Well,
all.
we're not supposed to.
Yeah. Well, next Thursday we have morning mingle.
That's
which is
right.
exciting.
2 days from today.
Yes. Oh, that's
That's
Thursday.
2 days from
Oh
today.
my gosh, I was thinking next week. See, I'm already 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you haven't signed up already, you need to sign up, like now.
So we always make it a point of doing a special networking
We do.
function,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so this month we're trying something way cool.
Yes, I'm really excited about it.
Yep.
We're doing 2 business truths and a lie.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So basically what you're going to have to do is come up something about your business. So for instance, if I had to speak about the chamber, I would need to tell 2 true things and 1 false thing.
Okay.
So I would say the chamber is a for-profit business. The chamber works for its members, and the chamber does fundraising. So you have to figure out then your audience then will figure out which one was the lie.
Okay. Which one was the lie?
The for-profit.
I know.
Come on. I know it wasn't very hard. So, but yeah,
But
something
that's
like
awesome.
that. Yeah.
That's a great
So
idea.
you can find
I
out.
love it.
You could find out a lot about a business just with 3 little things:
You
2
sure
truths and
can.
a lie. So that's what we're going to work for on Thursday. So
2 truths and a lie.
yes.
Okay.
So register now. It's $10 in advance, $15 at the door, but please pre-register. Just go to Conroe.org. It's at Conroe's Incredible Pizza Company at 7:30. They have a wonderful breakfast buffet. It's just a great time to mingle and network with your fellow chamber members. And don't forget to bring a door prize, because that's a great way to market your business as well, too.
Perfect.
Yes.
So that's this Thursday.
That is. And then also in the afternoon, we're going to have one of our Chamber University educational seminars with
Woohoo.
AvaCoach, Lunch and Learn. And it's at 11:30 at the Chamber. So we ask you to register online. We do provide lunch for you. This is a great free that you get with your membership to come and get educated on
Unbelievable value.
on things. We have a couple of different meetings coming up. Then we'll be closed for Thanksgiving.
Just around the corner.
I know.
Doesn't seem
crazy.
possible.
No. Then when we come back, we're going to have another Chamber University education event with Roger Stein Chiropractic Center at 10 a.m. on the 30th at the Chamber. So that's going to be probably about health and wellness as well, too. So tons of stuff going on. If you want more details about our events, you can just go to Conroe.org. And then we have some stuff coming up in December, too. So
Yeah, there is no sleep here in this business.
no, not at all. Not at all. And then we have some great, I'm just looking through our very nice FYI that April does for us, but we have some special events coming up in January. Tons of stuff. I'm not busy at all right now.
I mean, at the very least, you got to tell them about the annual Chairman's Awards Gala sponsored by Sam Houston State University.
Yes. Eat 'em up, cats. I went to the Sam Houston game Saturday. They won.
They won rather handily.
They did.
Yes.
And my nephew Cash loved meeting Sammy. That was the highlight.
Oh, I bet that went well.
Yes, he loved meeting Sammy Bearcat, so that was really fun. But yes, we have Field of Dreams Chairman's Award Gala coming up on January 27th, honoring Matt Davis, and again, our presenting sponsor, Sam Houston State University. And so it's a baseball theme gala.
It's going to be so much fun.
I'm going to be so excited because you're trying to, we're gonna definitely start marketing this off of the big Astros win.
I'm coming as Jose All Tuesday.
So there's a joke behind that. My nephew can't say, or I guess maybe a year or so couldn't say Altuve, so he calls him Jose All Tuesday.
I can live with that.
So that's what we call him around the office now, Jose All Tuesday. But so if you're interested, we have tickets on sale and sponsorships available. Tickets and tables are on sale. If you're wondering, gosh, how am I going to dress up baseball theme? We're going to have our Pinterest page up with lots of ideas about how to dress for ladies and men. So it's going to be really fun. We not only have the dinner and the awards ceremony, but we have dinner and we have dancing casino afterwards, which is always fun.
Casino night was packed last year.
Yes. We have to add more
We have to add tables because we had so many people playing. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, so I'm really excited about that. And then we'll go in the next week with our 6th annual job fair. And that'll be January 30th from 1 to 5 at the Lone Star Convention Center. So it's open to members to have a booth. If you're looking for some great employees, this is a great time to come. Or if you're looking for a job, it's free for job seekers. And we have some new things coming up, so it'll be a good time if you're looking for something.
Yeah, and with the number of new employers that are in the Conroe area, it's a great opportunity to get out there and get recognized.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
We normally have anywhere between 500 to 600 job seekers come through. So it's a great chance to get some really good qualified job seekers. And we have some workshops that'll happen in January 4 times. We'll have some workshops for you you need to work on your resume or interview skills. We work with Workforce Solutions on that. So it's a great thing to be prepared before you go to the job fair.
Makes perfect sense.
Yep. So busy, busy, busy.
Yep. Just because the holidays are here doesn't mean that we take a break.
No, not at all. So,
speaking of taking a break, I'm sorry, John. Nice segue, huh?
Yeah, beautiful.
We are joined by our new Director of Finance and Operations, Mr. John Sellers. John, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So you have experience rooted in the radio business, don't you?
I do. This isn't my first trip behind a microphone. I can tell you that much.
I can tell already.
I think we have another.
I think we have a new co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when the doctor comes back and they have that discussion, you can handle that one.
John's going to fill in. He raised his hand. I saw him raise his hand.
I do have the face for radio. I've always been told that.
It makes two of us, brother.
Well, we're really glad to have you. We're glad to have you as part of the chamber staff. Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, I'm a hometown boy. Graduated from Conroe High School in 1998 and played football with Rock Cartwright of NFL fame. Then went to Texas A&M, class of 2002, and she got that right on, didn't she?
Yeah,
I did. I may have gone to Sam Houston, but I do bleed maroon, thanks to my mother. Yes, grew up in an Aggie household.
Because there's no such thing as orange blood.
No, there isn't, but there's definitely maroon blood. And
not burnt orange. I don't mind bleeding Bearcat orange. But yeah.
But yeah, mother and father, both Aggies, both also from Conroe, and went to Conroe High School, class of 74, I believe. So I'm definitely in my hometown here. And after college, I was in radio for a while, worked as a news anchor and a news director, and then I got into radio sales and program management, program directing, and after that, kept in the sales position, selling some insurance products, health insurance mainly, and then followed in my father's footsteps by going back to college and getting the hours needed to sit for the CPA exam, and worked as an auditor actually for the last 5 years for Hereford Lynch, who recently merged with Weaver and Tidwell out of Houston, and didn't like driving to Houston so much, even though I loved the job, but this job came available, and I was so excited and grateful for the opportunity, and I've had nothing but great experiences since taking the role on, and I hope to be here for quite some time.
We hope so, too.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope so. Just saying. However, you do have 3 adorable kids, I got to tell you. Man, they cuties.
They are, and I get to see a lot more of them right now. I have Harper, Hadley, and Hudson, and my wife and I were crazy, actually, certifiably. I'm pretty sure the doctor that was just here would attest for that. But yeah, we had 3 in 3 years. And so that was definitely
a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
Irish triplets, I've been told that's called.
Yeah, heard that before.
Yeah, just boom, boom, boom. And we're just holding on by the seat of our pants and having a great time at it.
So you were driving to Houston. What part of Houston, and how long did it normally take you?
Oh, man, from my neighborhood, and we were kind of on the south side of Conroe on the loop there, close to the new Grand Central Park development. It was right at about 3 hours on a good day to get to Greenway Plaza, which was our office was at the corner of Wesleyan and 59. So if any of you know that area, it's once you've made it to downtown Houston, it's kind of like you're halfway there, because half the battle is getting through downtown, just to that other side, that other corner. So it's much nicer having a 9-minute commute as opposed to a 90-minute commute.
Definitely.
All right, so let me put that into perspective. 9 versus 90. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it definitely works.
That's good. So you were in media and media sales. You sold some insurance. You said health products. So when ACA came along, how'd that affect your business?
Oh man, that was primarily the reason that we decided to get out of that business. Just because we specialized in selling products to not-for-profit organizations. Typically private schools was actually our bread and butter. As it turned out, they just were kind of being underserved, and we were able to come in and help some of those private schools out really statewide. And it got to the point where we were going up before these people, and I mean, we would present to the entire staff, and it's really difficult to look all these people in the eye who are not really making that much money anyways, and telling them that their health insurance premiums are going up 18, sometimes 22, 25, sometimes 28%.
Right.
And it's just a tough business to be in, and we weren't making any more money. But yeah, that's just really what the Affordable Care Act did to the health insurance industry as far as being an agent. It was not a fun time to be a health insurance agent.
Yeah, no kidding. So, prior to that, had you already gone to school in accounting, or did you go back while this was happening, or what led to that part of it?
While that was happening, I was a college graduate. Actually, my major out of A&M was political science, and to sit for the CPA exam in the state of Texas, you have to have 150 total college credit hours, and you have to have 30 hours of upper level accounting courses. That doesn't count the principles of accounting 1 and 2 that you might have taken as an undergraduate. These are advanced accounting, advanced tax, auditing, those types of courses. And so I looked at going to to several programs around the state and actually settled on the program at Lone Star College.
Really?
They've got an excellent program for graduates that if you're looking to change careers, it's called the Advanced Technical Certificate in Public Accounting. And as long as you have a college degree, I don't really think it matters what your overall GPA was. You can apply to that program, and they will get you the hours that you need to be able to sit and become a CPA.
Wow.
Just another
That's
reason why
awesome, yes.
Lone Star College is yet another great
Yeah.
partner in this community.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
local.
That is terrific.
Yeah.
And I can say it was a great experience for me. The class sizes were typically all under 30. We had a lot of one-on-one time with the
That
instructors.
number or age?
Number.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
The age range was actually, I was one of the older people in the class. They do get a lot of people in those courses that even if you graduated with an accounting degree from, a school like Sam Houston or Texas A&M or that other school in Austin, or that other school in
That would be Concordia
Nacogdoches.
Lutheran.
Yeah.
That other school in Nacogdoches.
You still don't come out with enough.
Hey, now, wait a second. You can make fun of that other school in Austin, but don't go say nothing about my lumberjacks.
Oh. But anyways, even if you come out with a bachelor's degree in accounting, you still don't have enough credits to sit for the CPA exam. Those kids are typically coming out with 132 hours, and like I said, you need a full 150 hours, so you really need a master's degree almost to be able to sit for the CPA exam.
Wow, that is amazing.
Well, before we go, I have one question. What has been the best part of working at the chamber so far, besides me and Brian, of course?
Well, that was actually what I was going to say.
It's a good thing you qualified that.
Yeah.
I was going to say the staff, but if I can't say the staff, then I'll have to say the membership. I mean, the membership and especially the board of directors. Wow, talk about some great people that we have involved with the chamber, and I'm so excited. And I can tell you, after a month, I mean, like I said, I just know that this is going to be a place where I'm going to be for a while. You guys are going to, I feel like we're going to be like family, in not a very long time.
Yeah.
That could be dangerous.
Yes. We won't go there.
We
No,
won't
I'm
go there.
kidding. Brothers and sisters
Mom.
buying you.
Yeah.
Quit telling me-
Dad.
He's touching me.
Yeah. Well, I can only speak for myself, but I'm very happy to have you on board. Looking forward to working with you more. So, yeah. And anytime you want to come on the show.
All right.
And from my perspective, I just love the fact that that you're from Conroe. You're vested in Conroe. Your family's vested in Conroe. Because that's who we are. That's the heart of our name and the heart of our business. So we're glad that you're here.
Yeah, I'm all too glad to be here, and can't wait to continue working for the great organization that is the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Great. Thank you so much. Well, you can visit us online at conroe.org or call us at 936-756-6644 or come visit us. We're at 505 West Davis. And thank you for listening to Chamber Chat. We'll catch you next month in December on Lone Star Community Radio.
Thanks for listening. Take care.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show was recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.